Good morning. Today we're going to talk about the care system. So it's a good beginner's guide to the care system process. So it might be useful for people who are thinking that they might need care imminently or in the future, or you might have a family friend or a family member who is entering that situation. So it's quite a good broad overview of what to expect. If you do have any kind of questions or want to look into it further, we're quite happy to signpost you to organisations that can help. But I thought it would be nice just to kind of have an overview of what to expect really when entering the system. So when you first get referred into the system, you should form part of the single assessment process. So this is SAP as it's known, and it was introduced really to bring together the NHS and the social care system, so you'd only have one point of contact, there'd be no duplication of work, it'd be a lot more efficient and quicker for you. Obviously it doesn't always work like that in practice, but that's the ideal situation, that you kind of have this joined up approach as part of this single assessment process, where really your needs are assessed by a qualified person. They will look at what your eligible needs are, they will look at your financial situation, how much you can contribute to your care, and then they'll arrange a care package. So that's kind of the broad process across NHS and social care, and that should be a joined up process now. So it'd be interesting to know, what your experience is of that process, but that's what it has been designed to do. So really there's two elements to the care system. There's the NHS funded care, and then there's the social care process. So the NHS is, so if you're needing care and you get into the NHS system, it's called NHS Continuing Healthcare. This is fully funded by the NHS at point of need, I'm sure you're aware. It's primarily medical and health needs. It's basically a care package that's arranged and funded purely by the NHS. It also includes NHS funded nursing care in nursing homes. So if you happen to be a resident in a home, there will be a contribution towards your NHS nursing care in that home, and that's currently at £209 a week. So it can be, NHS care can be provided anywhere. Usually it's in a home, a nursing home, but it can be provided in any setting. And it's clearly a very valuable support service for you, mainly for the financial benefits, because it's fully funded by the NHS, and it's the first step really to make sure that we have explored whether you qualify for NHS Continuing Healthcare, really because it's fully funded and arranged by the NHS. Really hard to get, but we have to kind of go through that process. So there's a two-step process. Initial stage is an initial checklist, which is almost like a triage system really, a filtering out process where they will determine whether there's any chance of you qualifying for NHS Continuing Healthcare. So that will be done by usually by a medical professional. The form does grow, I think it's 29 pages long, so when I first thought initial checklist, you think it's just a short form, but actually it's quite an involved process there. And then once you've been through that process, if you do get through, then you move through to stage 2, which is a full assessment done by a panel of professionals, doctors, nurses, social workers. They'll all be involved in this full assessment, and they'll use a decision support tool, which will kind of a flowchart system, which will determine how significant and how critical various outcomes are in your health situation. It is extremely hard to manage your expectations. It's really hard to qualify for continuing healthcare. at that point of need. But you're most likely to qualify if you have really complex medical needs, if you're in danger to yourself and others, if your health is deteriorating rapidly. All of these kind of factors mean that you may qualify for NHS Continuing Healthcare. You can appeal the process, so the decision. So they'll make it clear to you right from the start that you can appeal the decision, which almost kind of preempts what the decision is going to be, but you can appeal, and we do have specific organisations. We have specialist solicitors that can help you with that appeals process, and we have had situations where clients have been turned down for NHS care, and actually they did qualify for it. So it's well worth exploring this NHS Continuing Healthcare as a first step, really, on that kind of care journey for yourself. So that's the first step, and then we move into the social care process. So this is non-medical. It is provided by the local authority, or if you have the money, you self-fund, you go into the community and you hire services and support that you need in the house. It's more about home help, help around the house, Meals on Wheels, equipment that you might need, Zimmer frames for example. If you were in hospital for an acute a heart attack or something like that, it will be fully funded for 6 weeks when you get back into the home, because obviously they want you to get back into the home and get organised and not have to come straight back to hospital. So there's a 6 weeks reablement where that will be fully funded back in the home. But yeah, so it's this is social care is more about, I mean, as you get older, I'm sure you're aware, you know, you'll start to require more and more help around the house, and that's really what the social care system is all about, rather than that kind of health medical need which is fully funded by the NHS. So the first step on the social care process is a needs assessment. So you can request a needs assessment. Everybody is entitled to a needs assessment, regardless of how much money you have, how much financial backing that you have. And the local authority will do this needs assessment. They'll come in and they'll explore various care outcomes for your situation, which is basically activities of daily living. So they'll look at, can you wash yourself, can you feed yourself, are you in danger, can you dress, just all kind of activities around the house, just see what your situation is. You're able to have support for this, so you can have a family friend or a family member with you during that process. But always remember, they're assessing whether you personally can actually successfully carry out these activities. So try not to use the support of others during this assessment process. And so really what they'll be assessing is whether you have a physical or mental impairment or illness which is kind of really affecting your daily life. They'll assess whether you can do 2 or more of these care outcomes. So if you qualify, basically if you literally cannot do some of these daily activities in the home, and it's not whether perhaps it's a struggle or really difficult or you just about get by, it's whether you literally cannot go to the toilet or you literally cannot make a meal for yourself. That's the kind of thing that qualifies. And there's an overriding well-being principle which the assessor can kind of fall back on. So if you, for instance, can't do these activities, but you have a huge support network of family and friends which kind of help you out, and it doesn't really have any significant impact upon your well-being, then again you wouldn't qualify, because it's not really having an impact upon your well-being on a day-to-day basis. So it is quite a thorough assessment, but if you qualify for eligible needs, At that point, then there'll be a financial assessment, which is basically the local authority assessing whether you can pay for your own care services or whether the local authority will come in and fund those services for you. Often there'll be a light touch here, so if you don't want to disclose any of your financial information, you automatically become a self-funder. If you have over 23,250 in assets, investments, bonds, anything financially wise, if you have over 23,250, you automatically become a self-funder. We have some great contacts and individuals and organisations in the local area that can help you source and bring care and services into the home, so please get in touch if you need help with that. And so on another video I'll explore the financial aspect of engaging with care and how to fund care, but today really was a quick overview of what the care system is, what to expect when you first get into the process, and hopefully kind of trigger something in your mind about where to start when entering the care process. Okay, if you have any questions or you'd like to ask me about what to expect, or if you'd like to look into things further, or if you want signposting to, we've got some great organisations and individuals that can help you all along this process. So if you want any help at all with any of this, please get in touch and we'll be delighted to help. Okay, thank you very much. Bye-bye. Bye.